Imagine being thrown out of your own home, carrying nothing but a backpack and a shattered heart. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But that was Ana Clara's reality. Mistreated by her jealous sister and victim of the cruel manipulations of a ruthless stepmother, she saw her world crumble in a matter of seconds. Maybe you too have faced moments where injustice prevailed, and the pain felt unbearable. But here's the truth. Ana not only survived but turned her story into a journey of resilience and courage. Expulsion, betrayal, and humiliation could have destroyed her, but instead, they became the fuel for building a magnificent future. You will discover how, even amidst chaos, it is possible to rise from the ashes and turn adversities into stepping stones to victory. Ana Clara had always felt the weight of injustice in her life. Raised alongside Isabella, a sister who made no effort to hide her jealousy, every accomplishment of Ana's seemed to stoke the flames of resentment in the other. Dolores, a manipulative stepmother, made it her mission to elevate Isabella while diminishing Ana at every opportunity. It was as if life were a stage, and Ana was forced to play the role of the antagonist. For those who have been through it, the pain of being rejected by your own family is overwhelming. Imagine coming home after a hard day only to feel that the place meant to be a sanctuary is the source of your greatest anguish. That was Ana's reality. Dolores, in her devious cunning, manipulated situations to make Ana appear ungrateful. Meanwhile, Isabella stirred up trouble, spreading rumors and fostering an environment of hostility. The house that should have been a home turned into a battlefield. How often do we wonder why the very people who should protect us choose to hurt us? The sharp words of Dolores still echoed, "You'll never be good enough." Those venomous words marked the day Ana was cast out. The injustice of the moment left her frozen. Isabella watched from the sidelines, a faint smile of triumph on her face. Carrying nothing but a backpack filled with clothes and a shattered heart, Ana walked the streets, not knowing where to go. Have you ever felt that sense of walking into the unknown, as if the ground could disappear beneath your feet at any moment? The pain of family rejection isn't just emotional, it's physical, as if every cell in your body carries the weight of that exclusion. Ana looked up at the sky as she wandered aimlessly, searching for answers. She knew there was no one left to turn to. Dolores had cruelly taught her that the love she sought would never come from that house. But, as they say, even the darkest nights have stars. In her sadness, Ana began to imagine a life full of suffering. What do you do when the world seems to collapse around you? For Ana, the first step was embracing courage. She recalled childhood stories of people who turned suffering into strength. Perhaps it was time to turn the page, even though the tear-stained ink made it hard to write the next chapter. Have you ever tried to view life as a strict but fair teacher? That's what Ana began to do in that moment. Every corner of the city felt like a reminder of what she had lost, but also an invitation to what she could gain. Passing by a park, Ana sat down and reflected. Watching children play and couples laugh, she realized the world wouldn't stop for her pain. If they can find happiness, so can I, she thought. Sometimes strength begins with a simple thought. For Ana, that thought sparked a revolutionary idea. Perhaps being cast out was an opportunity for rebirth. That night, under the dim glow of a street lamp, Ana made a vow to herself. She wouldn't let the cruelty of Dolores and Isabella define her story. If Dolores was a skilled manipulator, Ana would use her sincerity as a shield. If Isabella lived in the shadows of envy, Ana would seek the light of resilience. She knew the road ahead would be difficult, but she also knew that sometimes the first step is simply deciding not to give up. It was time to learn how to survive in the chaos. Ana Clara, now without a home and without support, discovered that survival preserved a strength she never knew she had. The first days were the hardest, finding temporary shelter, dealing with constant fear and the uncertainty of tomorrow. She found refuge in a simple boarding house, paying with the little money she had saved. It was a modest place, but it offered the basics: a bed, a roof, and a chance to breathe. Sometimes, all we need is a starting point to reorganize our minds. Without significant professional experience, Ana knew she would have to start from the bottom. She got a job as a waitress at a local diner. It wasn't her dream job, but it brought something essential: dignity. Each cup of coffee served was a lesson in resilience. For those facing similar challenges, a practical tip is to look for jobs that offer flexibility while planning your next move. The beginning is never easy, but it's where the magic begins. Despite the tiring routine, Ana Clara never gave up on investing in herself. She dedicated her nights to studying, looking for free online courses, and signing up for public libraries to learn more about management and entrepreneurship. An inspiring example? People like Oprah Winfrey and J.K. Rowling also faced isolation before achieving success. Ana knew that, like them, she could build her opportunity with her own hands. The days were long, and the nights even more demanding. The cold of the cramped room in the boarding house and the silence often made her question her choices. But she stood firm, reminding herself that pain was temporary and progress slow. A small poster on the wall read, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it." Ana turned this phrase into her daily mantra. At work, Ana began to realize that even in the simplest tasks, there was something to learn. She observed how the managers organized shifts and how customers reacted to different service approaches. This led her to imagine how she could create something of her own in the future. For those in similar situations, observe your surroundings as a school. Sometimes, the greatest lessons are in the most ordinary details. One of the most defining moments came when Ana decided to give up part of her salary to buy a book on emotional intelligence. It was an investment that transformed the way she dealt with challenges. She began to understand that controlling her reactions and thoughts was just as important as her actions. Small actions like this can be decisive. Have you ever tried making a list of habits that can improve your daily mindset? Despite all the effort, Ana felt that something was still to come. Her determination was beginning to attract the attention of those around her. A regular customer at the diner, with a calm demeanor and a curious gaze, seemed to observe her more than usual. Unknowingly, Ana was about to experience an encounter that would completely change her story. But, as with everything in life, change happens when we least expect it. On a seemingly ordinary afternoon, Ana Clara served the tables at the diner with her usual dedication. That's when she saw that regular customer, always discreet, finally break the silence. Leonardo, a millionaire known for his generosity and discretion, asked about her, curious about her story. It wasn't just curiosity that drew him in, he saw something special in Ana. Sometimes, the deepest connections begin with a simple, "How are you?" At first, Ana was skeptical. After all, who would believe that such a powerful man would be interested in a waitress? But over the course of their conversations, Leonardo showed that he wasn't driven by superficial interests. He shared his own journey, from the struggles at the beginning to the success he had achieved. This created a foundation of trust. Life, at times, surprises us when we least expect it, and that was exactly what Ana began to realize. One day, Leonardo decided to take a step further. He offered Ana a job at his company, saying she had potential that he couldn't ignore. The offer seemed surreal, and Ana hesitated. But Leonardo explained that it wasn't just about the position. He believed her talent deserved a space to flourish. For those who experience moments of doubt, remember, the fear of the unknown is normal, but great achievements are born from small acts of courage. Ana accepted the offer, but not without reservations. On her first visit to the office, she was met with a mix of curiosity and skepticism from the staff. After all, who was this young woman from humble origins now occupying a promising position in the company? However, Leonardo encouraged her to focus on learning and to ignore the doubtful glances. He knew that time would prove that his bet on Ana was more than right. In the corporate environment, Ana began to blossom. She absorbed everything, from marketing strategies to financial decisions. Leonardo made sure to involve her in meetings and included her in important discussions. This relationship not only broadened Ana's horizons but also strengthened the mutual respect between them. A practical tip for those seeking growth: invest in mentorships, observe the best around you, and never underestimate the power of asking questions. The conversations between Ana and Leonardo went beyond professional matters. He shared life lessons and opened up about the emotional challenges he had faced throughout his journey. In one of those conversations, Leonardo revealed something surprising. He, too, had been rejected by his family, which deepened the connection between them even more. This revelation changed them both further, creating a solid foundation for a bond that seemed destined to happen. Deep down, Ana knew that this meeting was a turning point. It wasn't just about the job or the promises made during their conversations, it was about the possibility of rewriting her story. With Leonardo, she felt that she could be seen for who she truly was, without judgments or masks. Little did she know, this connection was also planting the seeds of something even greater, a love that would defy all expectations. Working alongside Leonardo was not just an opportunity, it was a transformative journey for Ana Clara. At first, every task seemed like a huge challenge, but Leonardo's patience and the welcoming environment of the company allowed her to flourish. Her effort was remarkable, and soon she began to stand out. In no time, Ana went from a shy learner to an indispensable team member. This showed that success begins when you face your weaknesses and turn them into lessons. The daily interactions between Ana and Leonardo revealed layers that went beyond the professional. Between meetings and exchanges of ideas, casual conversations, unexpected laughter, and glances that lingered a few seconds longer than usual began to emerge. Leonardo, always respectful, seemed fascinated by Ana's strength, while she admired the humility of a man who, despite his fortune, had never lost his essence. Love began to blossom naturally, as it does in the best stories. Over time, the relationship between them was no longer a secret. To some, it was a romantic fairy tale. To others, an inspiration. Leonardo was invited to high society events, presenting Ana as someone of equal worth, not just a simple employee. This sparked rumors but also earned the respect of many. For those who doubt that love and professionalism can coexist, remember, balance comes from mutual respect and shared values. Despite appearances, not everything was easy. Ana anticipated judgment from people who believed she wasn't good enough for someone like Leonardo. But instead of being discouraged, she used this as motivation to push herself even further. In meetings, she brought creative solutions. At events, she displayed intelligence and charisma that silenced even the harshest critics. For Ana, justice was made through competence, and she wouldn't let anyone question her abilities. One of the most memorable moments came when Leonardo, on a sunny afternoon, surprised Ana with a marriage proposal. He took her to a peaceful garden, decorated with white flowers, where he declared his love and admiration for her. Ana, moved, accepted without hesitation. The ring he placed on her finger was not just a symbol of commitment, but also of everything they had accomplished together. Sometimes, love appears when we are focused on becoming our best selves. However, the engagement brought old ghosts to the surface. When Dolores and Isabella learned of the news, they felt threatened by Ana's success. To them, the marriage meant more than a union. It was the victory of someone they had wanted to destroy. While Ana and Leonardo planned for the future, envy and manipulation began to intensify behind the scenes. After all, the shine of someone always bothers those who live in the shadows. While Ana lived one of the happiest moments of her life, she had no idea that Isabella and Dolores were already plotting their next moves. The traps were being set, and what seemed like a fairy tale would soon face the challenges of reality. But, as Ana had already learned, the greatest obstacles can also be the greatest opportunities for growth. Dolores and Isabella did not accept Ana Clara's success without a fight. They were willing to use any tactic to sabotage her happiness. The first move was to spread rumors about Ana within Leonardo's social circle. They spread lies, suggesting she was an opportunist only interested in his money. Unfortunately, some people love to hear negative stories, and this led Ana to face suspicious looks. One of the most treacherous conspiracies was masterminded by Dolores. She hired someone to forge documents implying that Ana was involved in financial fraud. The plan was to make Leonardo doubt her. When these documents reached Ana, it was a painful blow. A seed of doubt was planted, but what Dolores didn't know was that Ana's transparency and strong character were powerful weapons against these accusations. Meanwhile, Isabella relied on emotional manipulation. Pretending to apologize, she approached Ana for a sincere conversation. Crying, she claimed to regret all her actions and expressed a desire to make up for lost time as sisters. Ana, though suspicious, listened to her. But it didn't take long for Isabella to show her true intentions, spreading intimate details of their conversations to fuel even more intrigue. The actions of Dolores and Isabella reached a critical point when they tried to convince Leonardo that Ana was involved in infidelities. Isabella even went so far as to invent a fake relationship between Ana and an old coworker. Leonardo, initially confused, decided to confront Ana directly. In an honest conversation, Ana laid out everything she had been facing and swore to prove her innocence. It was a tense moment that showed just how fragile the truth can be in the face of well-crafted lies. Ana decided she wouldn't let their scheming destroy everything she had built. With Leonardo's support, she hired a private investigator to uncover the origin of the forgeries and lies. For those facing similar injustices, the lesson is clear. Face the situation calmly, gather evidence, and don't be afraid to expose the truth. While Dolores and Isabella felt confident, Ana and Leonardo worked silently to unmask them. The situation became even more explosive when the results of the investigation came to light. Dolores had used money from Isabella to finance the schemes, and the evidence was undeniable. When Leonardo learned the truth, he was shocked by the cruelty of the two women. In that moment, Ana realized that justice was close, but she knew she would still need to confront them face to face to close this chapter. Ana and Leonardo prepared for the confrontation. They knew it wouldn't be easy to face Dolores and Isabella, but they also knew it was necessary. As they made their way to the meeting that would expose the two women, Ana took a deep breath and said, "They challenged who I am, but they forgot that the more they challenge me, the stronger I become." Everything was set for the decisive confrontation. The day of the confrontation was marked by tense silence. Ana Clara and Leonardo summoned Dolores and Isabella to a formal meeting at a lawyer's office. As they waited, Ana felt her heart racing, but her eyes were steady. Dolores and Isabella arrived with their usual arrogance, believing they could manipulate the situation. Little did they know that they were about to be mercilessly exposed. The lawyer began the meeting by presenting the evidence gathered by the investigator. Falsified documents, suspicious financial transactions, and even intercepted messages from Dolores to the forger were displayed. With each piece of evidence shown, the confident expressions of Dolores and Isabella crumbled. Ana remained silent, letting the evidence speak for itself. Sometimes, the truth holds more weight when it is exposed directly and irrefutably. When Isabella tried to deny the accusations, Leonardo intervened. With a calm yet authoritative voice, he pointed to messages that showed how Isabella had been trying to manipulate Ana and undermine her trust. Dolores, in turn, tried to use an old victimization strategy, claiming that everything she did was to protect Isabella. But this time, her lies found no fertile ground. Ana knew that, sometimes, letting the guilty parties contradict themselves is a more effective strategy. The most impactful moment came when Dolores was confronted with an audio recording that revealed her intentions. Recorded by one of the repentant accomplices, the audio captured Dolores discussing how to destroy Ana and Leonardo's relationship. Upon hearing her own voice, Dolores was speechless. Isabella, realizing she was cornered, began to cry and begged for Ana's forgiveness. But Ana knew that forgiveness, at that moment, wouldn't erase the past or allow them to escape the consequences. After hours of confrontations and revelations, it was clear that Dolores and Isabella had no way out. The lawyer presented options for resolving the situation, including lawsuits for defamation and forgery. Leonardo looked at Ana, seeking her opinion. She, with the serenity of someone who had won an internal battle, said, "I just want justice, nothing more." The words echoed in the room, ending any attempt at negotiation from the culprits. The meeting ended with Dolores and Isabella leaving humiliated and without answers. Ana, on the other hand, felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Though the confrontation had been exhausting, she knew it was necessary for her to move forward. Facing those who try to destroy us is never easy, but it is essential for freeing ourselves from their influence. As always, Ana declared that courage is the greatest ally of truth. As they left the office, Leonardo held Ana's hand and said, You are the strongest person I know." She smiled, feeling she could finally breathe again. But she knew this wasn't the end, it was a new beginning. It was time to rebuild her life, solidify her success, and use her story to inspire others. There was still one final chapter to write, one that would speak of victory, resilience, and a future full of possibilities. After the confrontation, Ana Clara finally felt that the path was clear to build the life she had always dreamed of. She and Leonardo planned to focus on projects beyond the company, seeking something that reflected the values they both shared. Ana began to invest in an entrepreneurship school for women, inspired by her own journey. Her goal was clear: to help others overcome challenges as difficult as the ones she had faced. Leonardo's company also gained a new dimension. With Ana by his side, they launched internal programs to develop talent among employees from humble backgrounds. The idea was to transform the organization into a model of inclusion and meritocracy. Every time Ana shared her story with the staff, they saw in her living proof that courage and resilience could change lives. It was a victory not only for Ana but for everyone who believed in real opportunities. On a personal level, Ana and Leonardo formed a family filled with love and purpose. They had 2 children, and Ana made sure to teach them the importance of humility, hard work, and empathy. Gradually, she discovered that the greatest legacy she could leave was not material, but moral. For those seeking to transform their experiences into something meaningful, the advice is simple: find ways to use your pain as fuel to create something positive. On the other hand, Dolores and Isabella reaped the consequences of their choices. Dolores lost her prestige in society after the truth came to light, while Isabella suffered financial and social losses. Despite this, Ana chose not to harbor resentment. "The consequences are enough," she would say. For her, the focus was on the future, not the past. Her greatest triumph was learning that forgiveness isn't about excusing, but about freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. Ana's entrepreneurship school quickly became a success, attracting women from all over the country. The courses offered were more than just business techniques. They were true guides to overcoming challenges and self-awareness. Ana made sure to include modules on emotional intelligence, resilience, and leadership. One of her students, inspired by Ana, opened her own restaurant and years later became one of the leading figures in the industry. This showed that Ana's impact went far beyond her own story. Ana's journey also caught the attention of the media. She began giving lectures and interviews, sharing her journey from hardship to victory. Her words, filled with wisdom and emotion, touched hearts and transformed lives. "It doesn't matter where you come from, but where you're willing to go," was one of her most powerful phrases. For many, Ana wasn't just a businesswoman, she was a symbol of courage and resilience. At a company event, Leonardo made a point of publicly honoring Ana. He declared that her strength and determination were the true driving force behind the changes that had taken place over the years. Ana, moved, thanked him but concluded by saying, "None of this would have been possible if I hadn't decided not to give up, even when it seemed like the world was against me. If I can, you can too." And thus, Ana Clara closed yet another chapter of her story, her eyes shining with excitement for the new challenges that lay ahead. And now, can you imagine what you could do to transform your life, just as Ana Clara did? Your journey could start with a simple step, believing that the next chapter has yet to be written. What is holding you back from seeking justice, overcoming obstacles, or even finding the courage to face your biggest challenges? Remember, every choice you make today has the potential to completely change the course of your future. So, I ask you, what will you do from now on to achieve the life you deserve? What action, no matter how small, can you take today to move from where you are to where you want to be? I'd love to hear your ideas, reflections, and plans in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning how to turn obstacles into opportunities. This is just the beginning of your journey.